So if I asked you right now, what exactly is your campaign optimizing for? Could you answer that confidently? Not what you want it to optimize for, but what it's actually doing, because those are often two very different things, and the gap between them is where most of the waste hides. Maybe Google's optimizing for lead magnet signups when you really wanted phone calls. Maybe it's chasing page actions you only went to observe. Maybe it's blending upper funnel and lower funnel conversions in the same campaign, and now your bidding is getting pulled in two different directions. The system that controls all of this is the conversion goals setup, and most people either ignore it completely or set it up and forget it, or they just really don't understand how the layers work together. In this video, I'm going to break it down in plain English. We'll cover the primary versus secondary conversions, account default goals, campaign specific goals, and custom goals, and then I'll show you how all of this comes together in a real setup. One campaign targeting top of funnel lead magnet searches and the other campaign targeting bottom of funnel calls and forms. If you understand this, you'll stop accidentally training Google on the wrong signals. Before we click anything, let me give you a mental model, because once this clicks, the rest falls into place. There are three layers. Layer one is conversion actions itself. That's the individual thing that's being tracked. A phone call from ads, a website call, a lead form, a sign up, a purchase, whatever it is. Layer two is the conversion goal. Google groups your actions into goal categories: purchases, contacts, submit lead forms, signups, and so on. Those are the standard goals. You can also create custom goals if you need a specific combination. Think of the goals like folders your actions live inside. So layer three is the campaign settings. This is where you decide whether a campaign uses your account goals or campaign specific goals. This is the steering wheel. This is what actually points that campaign at the right destination. So when a campaign is doing weird stuff, the issue usually isn't the bid strategy. It's one of these three layers sending the wrong signal. So let's start with primary versus secondary, because this is where signal control begins. Every conversion action can be set in either a primary or a secondary. Primary means that the action is eligible for bidding. If the campaign is using the goal that contains it, smart bidding can optimize towards it. Secondary means it's observe only. It still shows up in your all conversions column, so you can still see it, but it doesn't go into the main conversions column, and it doesn't actually influence bidding. So just think of it like a sports team. Primary actions are actually on the field playing the game, whereas secondary actions is the people on the bench that are just sitting there. They're still suited up, they're still ready to go. They're just not affecting the score in the game. Now, one important exception: if a secondary action gets included inside a custom goal, Google can use it for bidding in any campaign using that custom goal. So custom goals can override the usual primary versus secondary behavior. That's actually powerful when used intentionally, but you need to know it exists because it can catch you off guard. The next layer is account default goals. This decides which conversion goals are active by default across your campaigns. If a goal is marked as an account default, then the primary action inside it are used in the conversion column and can be used for bidding across every campaign in that account, unless you manually override it as a campaign level. Think of account default goals as the house rules. They apply everywhere unless a specific room has its own rules posted on the door. So this is a safety net. If a random conversion action gets added to the account, but is not inside the right account default goal, it's far less likely to silently start steering your bidding. All right, so quick note here, because this confuses a lot of people. The conversion column only reflects the goals and actions the campaign is set to optimize towards. The all conversion column shows everything else, including secondary actions and goals not used for bidding. All conversions is useful for observations, but it should never be used as a number to optimize around. All right, so now we're at the part that actually solves the mixed funnel problem. Inside each campaign settings, Google gives you two options: use account default goals or use campaign specific goals. Account default means that the campaign uses all the account default goals. Simple, clean, and honestly, this is the right choice for a lot of straightforward accounts. Campaign specific means that you pick exactly which goals the campaign should optimize for. This is where custom goals can come in. This is the key to running different campaign intents inside the same account. One campaign goes after signups, Another goes after lead forms and calls. Another goes after purchases. You're no longer forcing the entire account to chase the same type of conversion. This is also why people sometimes get bizarre results and don't understand why. They mark a conversion action as a primary, assume everything will optimize towards it, and then wonder what went wrong. Here's the rule. For conversion action to actually influence bidding, two things must be true. One, the conversion action has to actually be set to primary. Two, the conversion has to be using the goal that contains it. If either one is missing, Google is not optimizing toward that action. Both conditions must be met, not just one or the other. Now, standard goals versus custom goals. This is where either people overcomplicate things or avoid them entirely. Standard goals are the built-in categories: purchases, contacts, submit form, lead forms, signups, phone related categories. Your actions get grouped automatically based on what you chose when you created them. For simple accounts, standard goals are enough. If all you want is calls and lead forms and the account is organized, you can use standard goals. Mark the right actions as primary and set the campaign to use those goals. That's the cleanest path. But for more complex setups, custom goals are where things get really interesting. A custom goal lets you bundle any combination of conversion actions, including a mix of primary and secondary, and assign the custom goal to a specific campaign. One custom goal per campaign. So it needs to contain everything you want that campaign bidding towards. Now let me show you why this all actually matters, because this is the part that costs people money. Let's say you have two campaigns. Campaign one is higher funnel. You're targeting educational problem-aware searches. Maybe you're offering a checklist, a guide, a lead magnet. Campaign 2 is lower funnel, high intent search terms, and you want phone calls and lead forms from people who are ready to talk now. If both campaigns optimize towards the same conversion set, here's what's going to happen. The upper funnel campaign gets judged by bottom funnel conversions it was never designed to produce. And the lower funnel campaign gets credit for softer conversions that pad the dashboard but drag down lead quality. Now your bidding logic is muddy at best. Google is trying to do two jobs at once, and it's doing both of them poorly. It's like telling one delivery driver to deliver packages to two different cities at the same time and wondering why nothing arrives on schedule. This is exactly the setup where campaign level goals and custom goals make a massive difference. All right, so here's a recommended setup. So let me walk you through this practically simple version first. Step 1, clean up your conversion actions. Make sure each action is categorized correctly. Lead forms in the lead form category. Phone calls in the phone or contact category. Don't leave important actions floating under random categories. Google recommends using meaningful goal categories because it helps with both optimization and reporting. Step 2, set primary versus secondary properly. Anything you want to track but not optimized towards, page views, button clicks, soft engagement events, duplicate tracking actions, those go in secondary. Step 3, use account default goals for your core business objectives. If the account's main job is qualified calls and lead forms, those are the goals you mark as account default. This gives you a clean baseline and helps campaigns learn from one another when they're chasing the same outcome. Step 4, for any campaign that needs something different, switch that campaign to a campaign specific goal. That's the override. Don't rebuild the whole account just because one campaign has a different job. So quick thing before we get into the advanced setup. I'm doing a giveaway right now, a couple of free coaching calls where I'll jump onto a call with you and help you get your ads pointed in the right direction. Not a sales call. This is a real coaching where we're going to actually be giving you actionable advice, kind of a plan to get things set up the right way. Not something I'm going to post on YouTube, but it's just going to be a video that you can use to help improve your own ads. If you want a shot at that, there's a link in the description. It's free to enter. And honestly, one of the big reasons why I want to do a free giveaway is because, hey, I can help you in the future. So I can get you up to a point where maybe I can help manage your account in the future because I can help bring your business up to that point. So that's honestly the more selfish reason for it. So if you want a chance to jump on a coaching call with me, just go into the description, click on that link, and that'll lead you right to it. All right, so now let's get into the advanced version. This is where we're going to get into a little more of the nitty gritty here. So let's dive into a bit of an example here. We have two campaigns. Campaign A is a higher funnel lead magnet campaign So for campaign A, set it to campaign specific goals. Then either use the standard sign-up goal if it's clean and only contains the sign-up action you want, or create a custom goal called something like lead magnet sign-up goal. That includes only the actions representing the lead magnet outcome. The custom goal route is the safer option if your account has a lot of clutter, because now that campaign is locked into the exact signals you want. It doesn't matter what else is happening in that account, it's locked in. Now for campaign B, the bottom of the funnel campaign, again, campaign specific goals, use either standard goals for contacts, submit lead forms, phone calls, leads, or create a custom goal like direct lead goals, containing only the calls from ads, website calls, and lead form submissions, nothing else. No page views, no button clicks, no lead magnet signups, no soft actions. Campaign B is designed to get the direct lead. Campaign A is more your high funnel stuff, and they're going to work together. This is how you stop upper funnel and lower funnel campaigns from fighting each other. Each campaign gets a clear job, and the bidding system gets clear signals. So we're going to go into one little warning here. So one thing that's really important, duplicate conversions. If you have 5 different primary conversions inside the same phone lead category and they're all measuring the same call in slightly different ways, you end up with duplicate signals in your conversions column. That creates bad optimization data and bad reporting. In a clean setup, you want a small number of real actions per outcome type. For phone leads, that's typically 1 action for calls from ads and 1 for actions for your website calls. That gives you coverage without turning the account into a duplicate counting machine. More tracking actions is not better if they overlap. Better signals is better. So one more thing, and this one matters a lot if you make these changes and then check the account the next morning in kind of a panic. When you change conversion goals or what campaign is optimizing towards, smart bidding needs time to adapt. If you clean up your conversion setup and performance looks weird for a few days, that doesn't automatically mean the change was bad. The system is adjusting to the new signals. This is also why you shouldn't change 10 things at once. Clean up the conversion goal setup first, let the account settle, then make your bidding or keyword changes. Otherwise, you won't know what caused what. So here's the takeaway. Primary versus secondary is your first filter. What's eligible to influence bidding and what's just being observed. Account default goals are your baseline, your house rules that apply everywhere but by default. Campaign specific goals are your override, how you give an individual campaign a different job. A custom goal, that's your precision tool for when a campaign needs the exact combination of actions. And if you remember one thing from this video, remember this: Google does not know the business intent unless you tell it. It only knows the signals that you let into the system. So if you want clean performance, you need clean conversion goals. So if your account has 1 campaign type and 1 clear objective, you can probably keep this pretty simple. But if you're running mixed funnel campaigns, lead magnets at the top, calls and forms at the bottom, this setup is the difference between clean optimization and a dashboard that looks amazing while the lead quality is quietly falls apart. Now, if you want to go deeper into why the conversion data is the single biggest factor in whether your account survives and scales, I made a video on exactly that. Why it matters, how bad tracking can quietly hurt your account, and how it changes the way you manage everything else. Go watch that video next, links on the screen, and if this was helpful, subscribe, because this is the kind of stuff that makes Google Ads way easier once you actually understand how the system thinks. And of course, don't forget, the free coaching call giveaway link is in the description if you want a chance to have me look at your account with you. And thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.